polar à la sauce scandinave est devenu à la mode ces dernières années. Le festival de Beaune ne s'y est pas trompé en présentant 2 longs métrages réalisés par Michael Newgarg, Les Enquêtes du Département 5, Miséricorde et Profanation, 2 films. L'un ne sortira pas en salle, il sortira directement en VOD. Le second sortira lui en salle le 8 avril. 2 enquêtes adaptées de la saga littéraire de Jussi Adler-Olsen, très connue dans son pays, le Danemark. 2 films efficaces, à défaut d'être très surprenants, et nous avons pu rencontrer le réalisateur, Michael Newgarg, afin qu'il nous parle de ce projet très atypique.
Hej Marie.
Hvor er jeg?
Du er i et trygt kammer. Du kommer aldrig nogensinde ud.
Jeg fatter ikke, hvorfor du ikke tager rejse til din sygeorlov.
Det er fint, nej. Jeg har faktisk godt med at komme tilbage.
Jeg kan ikke sende dig tilbage til drabsafdelingen. Og det ved du også godt. Der er ingen, der gider arbejde sammen med dig. Det er min beslutning. Justitsministeriet har givet sådan lidt penge til at åbne en ny afdeling. Afdeling Q. Arbejdet består i at genlæse henlagte sager fra de sidste 20 år. Du brokker dig altid over de andres arbejde. Det må sgu lige være noget for dig. Du får tilknyttet en assistent.
Hej, Assad. Sig til, når du ved, hvad for nogen sag du vil starte med, så.
Marie Lyngård, kan du huske hende? Ung, smuk. Ikke?
Kom ud for den færge der. Slut, færdig.
Vil du slæve din hjerneskadede lillebror ombord på en færge, hvis du havde tænkt dig at hoppe ud?
Jeg har ikke nogen hjerneskadede lillebror.
The thriller genre is a classic genre, and I think for many filmmakers it's a genre you find attractive and wants to explore at some point in your career. I think it has so much tradition and so much history to this genre, and for me it's like Chinatown, a great film noir, and In the Secret of Her Eyes, an Argentinian film, which is very important for me story-wise and emotion-wise, and in modern American cinema, Seven and Zodiac is like the atmosphere, the texture that I find very attractive, and also Fincher's storytelling. I have inspirations many places, but especially like the 70s American cinema with All the President's Men and French Connection and all these films that from this type, which I grew up with, was very important for me and for Nikolai, who wrote the script.
Hvad fanden laver du overhovedet med den sag? Den er lukket. Hun begik selvmord.
Hvis jeg bliver myrdet, vil du så ikke love mig, at du ikke tager den sag? Marie var sammen med en mand på en anden kongres i Sverige. Vi skal finde ud af, hvem der deltog.
Luk Merete Lynggaard-sagen nu og skriv 2 siders rapport.
Marie, har du lyst til at se, hvem jeg er?
I didn't know anything about Mikkel before because I hadn't watched any films, but the first time we Skyped already, I thought this is going to be a fun project to work on. A wonderful director, very listens to you, listens to ideas, which is very important to have as a director. That, you know, you can come in with your own point of view, of course, but if you still listen to the people that you collaborate with, makes you feel comfortable as an actor.
Thomas Marie Jørgensen. Så hvorfor den her sag, Karl?
Faren, han tog fat i mig i går. 2 timer efter havde han skåret pulsåren over i sit badekar.
Kimi Lassen. Hun var vidne til et dobbeltmord i 1994.
Kirsten var kærester med Ditlev Pram.
Den Ditlev Pram.
Ja.
Han ejer Nordens største hotelkæde.
Ditlev Pram. Har I fået en kollektiv hjerneblødning?
Kendte du Kirsten Marie Lassen?
Ja tak, hun er ikke en, man lige glemmer.
Har du set hende siden dengang?
Nej, det har jeg ikke.
Vi er ikke det eneste, der leder efter Kimi.
Enten er det det sindssygeste sammentræf i historien.
Eller der er nogen, der holder øje med, hvad vi laver.
The character differs a little bit from the book. It took some of the stuff from the book which are interesting, and because Assad he has a good confidence and is pretty cocky, but there was some stuff that I thought was a bit too much, and it didn't really adapt to the screen and to real life. So we discussed it, and we just took it out, and just made our own interpretation of the character.
I think it's very important when you do an adaptation that you have kind of a point of view to it. That it's kind of, this is my adaptation, and if Faris or anybody else, or if you did it, it would be a different film, and I would love to see it, and it's interesting. But then it's your way of seeing this, and it also goes to character, because as Faris says, for me as a director, it's so important that the actors take responsibility for their character. They have to fight for them. They have to care for them. So these discussions about character and about story are essential for me. Because this is what I love about filmmaking, is the collaboration and the passion.
Vil du have kaffe? Jeg har selv lavet.
Prøv lige at stoppe en gang her, så.
Assad.
Jeg ved ikke, hvem du har pisset af for enden hernede. Men den her afdeling, det er en joke. Forstår du, hvad jeg siger?
Ja.
Altså, siger gamle sager, det er sådan noget, man sætter folk til, der er på vej på pension. Det er en endestation. Gør dig selv en tjeneste. Tag dine ting og skynd dig tilbage til den afdeling, du kommer fra.
Chef. Jeg har siddet på lager i 2 år. Med et fucking stempel i hånden. Det her, det er et godt job.
We did not want Assad to be an assistant for Carl. We wanted him to be a partner. The very first scene you see Assad and Carl, it's actually very difficult as an actor because I'm coming with a lot of energy and saying, hey, here I am and all that. And he's very closed off. Like everything I say bounces off him. And that's like rule number 1 in acting is like when you improvise and you say yes, the other person should agree with it and not say no, you know. And that's basically what he was doing in that scene. I really feel that Assad and Carl are definitely on the same level now, you know. It's like yeah.
I'd like to add something to that because this is like key to this adaptation and to this movie for me, because we wanted them to be equal men, but also we wanted to make it a challenging meeting. The whole film is like the becoming of this friendship. So we really wanted them to start separate places. So as far as you're saying, this first scene was like very difficult because Nikolai is so much giving nothing, and he meets Assad, who's just a different man, who has a different approach to life. And in normal life, you know, if you meet a man like Carl, you will just back down because I don't want to have anything to do with you because you're not giving anything. And that is the beauty of the character of Assad, that he keeps fighting it, you know. He will insist that you will be here with me, you will listen to me, and you will hear me. And that fighting from that character is what in the end is convincing Carl that Assad is there for him, and Assad is probably the only guy that can actually work and be with Carl. And Carl, of course, appreciates that and learns from Assad. And on the same side, you can say Assad will learn from Carl and understand his way of life. And that is, for me, the beauty of this friendship and this relation. It's like a huge film in our country, you know. It's the biggest success for the last 2 years. But you gotta accept that when you bring like a film from a smaller market like Denmark to a huge market like France with this huge film tradition, you cannot expect it to be, okay, we want to have all the cinemas, you know. But I really love this story to come out to the French audience. And I think this is an opportunity to go into the home of people and say, okay, you can have a great cinema experience also at home. Of course, I would love you to go and see the movie at the theaters as well. But I really like the idea of understanding that this is the future, you know. You can't fight it, you know, and I don't want to be old-fashioned. Oh, you can only see movies at the theaters. No, I don't think so. I love going to the cinema myself. I love to be there in that room and the silence and the sound and everything. But the other things are also there, and I think we should explore it and find out how to reach the audience. But I think this is a way to keeping it alive, the whole spectrum of cinema. And I think, of course, France has the hugest history of having the diversity. In Paris, you can still find cinema on not every corner, but many. But in the rest of France, not the same situation. So to get out to a big country like this, you have to think in new ways.
Du prøver at slå hende ihjel, inden vi finder hende.
Jeg sagde til dig, hvad hun var i stand til.
Hvad hvis de finder hende?
Kimi, jeg er her for at hjælpe dig.
Hvad fanden er det, der sker her? Hun har været med til et dobbeltmord, mand. Hun er lige så skyldig som de andre.
Hun har været på flugt, hun har mistet alt. Hun har intet at leve for. Hun er ikke fortjent det her.
Men den skal lukkes nu, ikke? En gang for alle.
Hvor slemt er det?
Det er fucking slemt.